in the background and you want to get rid of it.
Actually, I don't really have. Oh, he's in the background.
Me either.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We have an amazing, amazing program for you with the group from CAIR. And we're going to get ourselves together and start sharing our webinar with you. So while we do all of that, I'll go ahead and introduce you to everybody that's here with us today. So the first person I have is Rawan. She is a board member at CAIR. And she's amazing at everything she does, mashallah. She's amazing. We have Brother Anwar al-Haq, Anwar Haq. He's also a board member. He's also the treasurer of the Houston chapter right now. And then we have Brother Muhammad Alam, who is right now the vice president of our board. Amazing. He's a little, you know, a go-getter, and he pushes everybody around to get things done, mashallah. So he's amazing. And Ambreen, I think a lot of you know Ambreen Hernandez. She is the, okay, now her title is long, but I'm gonna try to get it. She's a communication and program coordinator. Can we make that shorter somehow, Ambreen? Something.
We'll figure it out.
So give us a minute to share to everybody, and then we'll start our program, inshallah, in just about 30 seconds. Okay, I think we're good. So we'll go ahead, inshallah, and talk a little bit about CAIR, what CAIR does. I know myself, for many years, I thought I had a total misconception of what CAIR was. Really, it wasn't until about 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago that I actually found out what they do and all the stuff that they do. Because before it was just like, okay, if I have a problem, I'm just gonna call them. They have a bunch of attorneys gonna take care of stuff. Nothing like that, okay? So I am gonna go first to Rawan, and she can tell you a little bit about what she thinks about CAIR and why CAIR is important to us.
Sure, of course. Thank you so much, Sister Lee. Definitely CAIR, first off, for everyone to know, it stands for the Council on American Islamic Relations. And it was actually founded in 1994 in Washington, D.C., and it has grown exponentially over the years. The CAIR Houston chapter is now here in its 19th year, and over that time, it has completed an immense amount of work. It has done thousands of hours of legal cases. It's done educational programs. It's also started to lead youth programs. But more importantly, I feel that CAIR is very important because honestly, I grew up with CAIR. And I've seen it firsthand about what it can do. It has helped me, it has helped others. And I think it is just incredibly important that we keep an organization like CAIR alive and thriving in our community, because our community needs it. Our community is constantly facing a lot of discrimination. It's facing a lot of concerns. We are constantly unrepresented in our state legislature as well as our national legislature. So an organization like CAIR is here to back up our community. It is here to advocate for it. It is also here to express the interest that our community needs to those who are in power. But at the same time, it's kind of like our watchdog, our protector. If something happens, it is the first thing there to help you, whether it is even just to refer you to another lawyer that can help you or someone that will take your case for free. So it is here, it is something to really think about. And I know if it wasn't for CAIR, I wouldn't be the woman I am today. So I am very grateful for CAIR, and I just hope that you all can help us continue its efforts for another 19 years.
Inshallah, inshallah. So Brother Alam, why is CAIR important to you? Like, what does CAIR mean to you?
So I think Rawan is already defined what is CAIR, but I want to get to the point. I joined CAIR last year. There was a big reason. When I see the highest level of this leadership of this country, when they create hate, divisions, and fear, just imagine what's going to happen to the followers, because there's millions of people follow the leadership. So that scares me. And then I decided, what do I do to protect my kids' future life, right? Because what we do today is going to be there for many, many years to come. And my primary job is in oil and gas refinery, but I see there's a need uh, for me to be joining an organization who can help on the civil rights. So there are two things you have to remember. You can be living in isolation and don't do nothing and just complain, or you join something. So I joined this organization to see if my kids need in the future, there's a help. And let me give you an example. It's a good example, so I don't want to take too much time. There was an incident happened. There's another reason this involved me more. There's an incident happened in my ISD where this female students been wearing hijab for many, many years. One day, because we all follow, right? The followers follow the leaders. So the principal asked her to get a letter from your priest that you need a hijab in the school. And that is totally injustice for the student. And if something happened to the student lose confidence. So then the CAIR got involved right away. And I can tell you, because of the strong leadership CAIR Houston has, they apologize. So you can see the value of CAIR Houston as a civil rights organization, what it would do to your community, because all the things happening at the top level is going to come all to the bottom level, to the community. So that's the way I see it's very important for us to start supporting our local organizations.
Good. Yeah, and that's true, because if we don't have any a support, that security blanket, then we have nowhere to turn. And CAIR is the only Muslim organization that supports the Muslims. It's the only one in the entire United States, and that's amazing all by itself, right? So Ambreen, tell me, besides civil rights, I know we do a lot of civil rights, protecting people's rights. What else does CAIR do?
That's a great question. So civil rights is the crux of our work, essentially, but it's not all we do. Our mission is actually four-pronged. It's to enhance the understanding of Islam, protect civil rights, promote justice, and empower American Muslims. And we do that in so many ways, right? Because our approach has to be holistic. So we provide free programming, workshops, opportunities for youth to get involved, or anyone really across the community to learn how to be civically engaged and do social good. Another really interesting thing that we do is that we work to provide a positive image of Islam and Muslims, right, in America. And we do that because we understand the importance of ensuring that Muslims are properly represented, especially here in Houston, and honestly, the greater Houston area as well. And so we provide a wide array of resources and really great things, media representation, most importantly, as the largest Muslim organization in the nation.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Ambreen, for that. So, Brother Anwar, I know you are the finance person here. So a few things I want to ask you. What is the relationship between CAIR Houston and National? And where does the funding for CAIR, like each chapter, come from?
So that's a very good question. CAIR Houston and CAIR National, they have a relationship where CAIR National gives us general guidelines, like they do other chapters as well. And then based on our own social realities in Houston, our own local context, we provide programs, resources, services based on that. So that's a very good question about funding. Our funding comes from generous donors from the community through many different campaigns. So for example, there's an option for monthly donations. You can see it on the CAIR Houston Facebook page. We do online campaigns. We do fundraising. We do different types of activities, different types of workshops, leadership programs, things for people to get involved. So a lot of our donors represent a wide array of people from different backgrounds, which again shows that CAIR is there to empower all Muslims, right? Not just some Muslims. And because of our large donor base and because of our large outreach, we're able to do that. And so our funding comes from our community, the local community.
So all the funding comes from just private donations, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So besides all of the stuff that we are talking about what CAIR does and everything else, give me an idea of some great things that you have taken away from CAIR. Like, a story or anything that you think, this is the reason why I'm sticking to CARE. So I'm going to go to everybody because I really think this is an important question. So and I'll be the last one to talk about my story. So I'll go to Ramon first. Tell us a little bit about why you were going to stick to CARE.
Sure, of course. Well, first, I guess I'll tell everyone my story and learn what I took from it. When I was in high school, I went to a famous water park here. It's in Galveston. It's known as Schlitterbahn. I went with my friends, and it was something we've gone to every summer. And when I went this one time, we weren't allowed to go down the rides. And we asked why we couldn't. And they told us that we were inappropriately dressed. Basically, what they were saying was our hijab wear was too loose, and it just wasn't the swimwear that they were looking for at that park. So I remember we left very sad, and we told our parents, and our parents told us about CARE. So we called CARE Houston, and the executive director at the time, Mustafa Carroll, him and his team took our case. And next thing we knew, by the next year, Schlitterbahn had apologized and had completely revised their policies that now they accept any Islamic wear and any type of clothing at all their water parks. And it didn't just stop there. Brother Mustafa and his team took it all the way throughout the entire state of Texas to make sure that every Texas water park respected Islamic clothing and respected the different array of how people want to have fun when they go to a water park. But I just remember at that time thinking, wow, I play all types of sports. I play everything. Is this something I'm going to face all the time? And I did. I played softball all through high school. Every time I had different umpires who had different interpretations of my hijab, whether it was allowed on the field or not. And it was just like that experience with CARE. It taught me how to stand up for myself. It taught me how to know that I do have the right as a student and as an athlete. And I learned different things. I learned about Title IX. I learned about how to incorporate my Islamic religion and my belief into what I want to do in my day-to-day life. And I would say the thing I took from it the most, to reflect back on Brother Mustafa, he said that Muslims are the canary in the coal mine. And for a long time, I wondered, what does he mean by that? But what he meant was that the coal mine is social justice. And if we as Muslims are being targeted, we are the sign that there is something wrong, and there needs to be a reform to make sure that there is fairness and justice for everyone. So I will always take that with me. And that is why I stick with CARE. And I am very intent on making sure everyone understands that we are here for everyone. And we are here for the social justice that Islam and our Prophet and everything teaches. So that is mostly why I stay with CARE, and I encourage others to join us.
So in other words, we have to thank you for being able to wear our hijabs at a lot of water parks, right? People don't even know that was an issue, right? So subhanAllah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's a big credit, but I remember going that next summer and seeing a lady jump in with a full sari, and I was like, I did that.
Okay, yeah. They took it to another level. Okay, Ambreen, I will come back to Ambreen because she has the most stories, right? So, Brother Anwar, you can tell us something that really touches you, makes you want to stay with CARE.
Yeah. So the thing is, as Muslims in America, especially, I guess, coming from an immigrant background, a lot of times when we criticize things in the United States, it's from a very reactive standpoint. It's easy to criticize, but then what are you doing to actually provide solutions? And I felt that CARE gave me that opportunity to be proactive. So I joined CARE for the reason that, I wanted to be more proactive. I wanted to be a source of good for the community. Islam teaches us justice, mercy, and service to the community, and CARE really provides it in a very dynamic way. And the second reason also is that it's not just what we give to CARE, but from my perspective, what I've gotten from CARE is that it's given me a greater appreciation of Islam's role in America, not just for Muslims, but for all people. And it's allowed me, just in my own spiritual journey, to hold myself self-accountable, because now I'm representing CARE and the ideals that CARE represents. And so that's why for me, it's a very personal journey of growth, of mercy. And that's why, it's a huge blessing to be part of CARE.
That's awesome. Excellent. MashaAllah. Brother Alam?
Yeah, I'm gonna always give you example. I mean, the real, we have to live in the reality, right? What's happening. I mean, there are a lot of fears and divisions, and people are worried, especially Muslims, and we have to know where we are. And just like we have to be proactive, not reactive, you don't want to wait, right? So CAIR is an organization where you are local, is already here. And but the other thing I want to mention is the CAIR is a 503c, and it takes also zakat, right? And also CAIR, we have staff, we have 3 volunteers, attorneys in the office. But since we are going through a crisis mode, and I think everybody's going through the crisis, so this is a time we need really your support in any means, volunteer donations, because we really, it's a tough time for CAIR, for all the nonprofit organizations, for everyone. So we would like you to help us on these situations. And the other thing I want to mention is CAIR does, and she's going to talk on Breen. I want to mention CAIR also do a voter registration drive, and they have done an excellent job to make sure the people are involved in the political system, and also they do an internship program. So that's another thing they do besides civil rights.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Ambreen, you're up.
Yay. So alhamdulillah, what really attracted and inspired me to do this work was the opportunity to put my faith in action, both personally and professionally, as everyone here has echoed today. And so that's what really excited me a lot. It was the opportunity to work with people that are in the trenches, really working to solve various issues that are impacting our community, especially to change the narrative. And that was really important to me as well, because I'm a millennial growing up in America post 9/11. And I've seen a lot of people, personal friends, get severely impacted by a lot of insidious policies, you name it. So for me, it's very, very personal. And that's what I'm really excited about, is the opportunity to serve my community in a very positive way. I do a lot of the fun stuff. So I get to do the programming and events and communications. So, and that's where a lot of the magic for me happens. Just making sure that we have a voice digitally and in person is really, really important. And I love the opportunity that we have to activate our communities once again, to do civic and social good in so many ways. And I can go on, but just like Muhammad Alam said, 2020 is a really, really important year. It's way too important to just sit by on. And I really look forward to building and mobilizing for our communities this year and onward, inshallah. So
Inshallah, there's a lot of work to be done, right? We don't know what after this crisis happens and everything, we don't know what's coming our way next. And, you know, there's always something coming our way. So I want you guys to think about one question while I talk a little bit about my part of CAIR. Think about one thing that we need to do to improve CAIR, Houston, okay? So I just wanted to tell the community something. Most organizations have something that we can sell. We can show you. We can say, hey, I'm doing a food drive. Hey, we're doing this or that. Or there's always something that we can actually show. Because of the confidentiality that CAIR has with their clients, a lot of what they do never comes to the community, right? It never comes even to like the board members, even to like, it never goes anywhere. It's stuck in between them. So you guys never have any idea the amazing work that happens with the staff and the attorney, and how much, you know, how much involvement it is to get out. And it's just a lot of work, right? So because they don't have something to sell, they're always in the back burner of getting funding. And I've noticed that because I have done a couple of fundraisers in Ramadan, and you know, everybody was dying to give money. As a matter of fact, each of them we went over our goal. But with the CAIR, it's harder to sell because they can't come and say, guess what? We saved somebody from going to jail, or somebody was being targeted and we saved them from that. They can't do that. So for this reason, I'm asking the community to find out more about CAIR. Get involved, because guess what? Most of us, I know me and my family, we needed CAIR once, you know, and I think I've shared it with the community already with Sutherland, Texas, when we went there to give a donation, just making a video. We got a call saying that, why were you making a video? We had to get CAIR involved, and John Floyd was able to help us out of that. I mean, if not, we could, who knows what could have happened, right? If you don't have proper representation. So for this reason, care is really important to each and every one of our lives. And I really want everybody to think about that. Donate to them. How are they going to keep doing what they do unless you donate? I know we're all in a crisis. Everybody's struggling for money. Our massages are struggling, but this is also a very important part. And trust me, guys, when the coronavirus is all over, you're going to need care. Trust me on this one. So I'm going to go with each of you. We'll start backwards from Brother Anwar. What is one thing you want CAIR to do more, or how can we get out more and be more, you know, visible and all of that? What do you want to see happen in the future?
So
Yes.
what,
Is it brother me or
Yeah,
brother?
go ahead, Brother Anwar. You
Go
do.
ahead.
You go.
Okay. No, I mean, because CAIR is such a dynamic civic engagement organization. By nature, civic engagement is something which is constantly growing, right? There's always needs, there's always new things that come up. It's a very, that's the beauty of civic engagement, is that there's always room for growth. So for CAIR Houston, because we are such a big city, we're the 4th largest city in the United States, that obviously we need, you know, with each, with the, you know, each passing month, we need better outreach, right? So obviously outreach is definitely one thing. The other thing I wanted to say is, because our work is civic engagement and we are constantly looking to grow and, you know, take on new projects and new ways of creativity and everything, we definitely need the support of the community, right? Because we can only do so much as the number of resources we have. So based on that, yes, one of the things that CAIR can definitely improve more on is outreach. And just Houston extends all the way from, you know, Montgomery County in the north all the way down to, you know, close to Alvin, and then Baytown on the east, Beaumont on the east, all the way to like past Katy, like, you know, on the west. So we're such a huge geographical entity, right, Houston, that obviously, you know, we're always looking for outreach and ambassadors.
Yeah, thank you so much. Brother Alam?
Yeah, I think CAIR Houston, if you look at the CAIR Houston, the population is over 9 million people and I think over 500,000 Muslims. So we haven't done a good job on outreaching. We were very isolated on the southeast side. So what we have done last year, we have done several outreaches to expand CAIR exposure. And that's our main goal this year, to increase our prisons so people can see what we do. A lot of people don't even know, just like Sister Bibi said, they don't know what we do. There are a lot of things. Give you example, there were 251 civil rights, almost 90% cases were done by 2018. People don't know that those are the things, they have done it, but we just have to share with the people. And then also it's all goes back to the funding also. Anything you do, you need resources. So we want to grow, but it's all, especially this crisis is kind of difficult, but we need your help to grow. And the main thing is we have to reach out to people. So if you want to do any outreach to your area, so you can contact Ambreen office so we can do outreach. So that's the way we have done last year, because we need outreaches. If you do somebody's house, is cost effective. So we would like you all to help us on the outreaches, which is one of our goals this year, to extend our presence in all of the Houston.
Yeah. Rahman?
Definitely for me, I feel I always want to see CAIR growing with its youth involvement. As people say, the kids are our future. But I also feel like if we can better educate everyone on what exactly civil rights are, what exactly is the history of civil rights in the United States of America, and how does that affect Muslims? I think a lot of people don't know Muslims were actually on the front lines of the civil rights movement 60 years ago. So it's something that's not new or foreign to Muslims in the United States, and it's not something foreign to Muslims around the world. Prophet Muhammad was definitely someone who was a leader of civil rights and natural rights, and having someone to have their own individual rights to do whatever they can, as long as it's appropriate. But I would also like to say, we need our youth more involved, because I think when our community sees our children understanding what is important and how to advocate for themselves and how to grow not only as Muslims but as American citizens, that's going to be our appropriate pathway to making sure that Islam always thrives. Our traditions, our cultures are not lost. I know that's a fear that many parents have. I'm also a first generation immigrant, so I understand that balance. So I really think if CAIR can also be that umbrella for youth, that can actually help us a great deal in the future.
Yeah. And I think, Rawan, this is one of the most important things. And you know, nobody knows anything that CAIR can do that, or CAIR can help do that, right? So I think this is important to get, these are the messages that people need to know because they don't really know. So Ambreen, how can the community help you, the office? How can they help CAIR operations? What can everybody help you with?
Absolutely. So we definitely believe that we cannot do this work alone. So if anyone is interested in volunteering with us, we have many opportunities there. We also launched the CAIR Houston Ambassadors Program, which essentially provides a platform for community members from all backgrounds, whether it's in the online space or a specific masjid or section of Houston, right? They can serve as a liaison between our local chapter and their community. And we have a series of fun projects in the pipeline, inshallah, one of them being the Muslim Youth Leadership Online series. And so an example there of how folks can get involved, whether it's by virtual volunteering or as an ambassador, is finding youth that can benefit from this program. It's going to be a weekly online series teaching our youth the skills that they need in order to do social justice work, civic engagement, or to be civically engaged, I should say, which will be led by experts in these spaces. They'll learn, obviously, leadership skills as well, and learn of different career paths that they can take in the future, inshallah, in order to benefit in order to shape our future in a much more better way. So yeah, definitely contact CAIR Houston if you're interested in volunteering or being part of the CAIR Houston Ambassadors Program, inshallah.
Okay, good. And that's great. And I think, you know, getting a lot of volunteers involved, it also helps with outreach, whether you guys realize it or not. It really, because can you tell me, Ambreen, where is CAIR Houston? It extends from where to where? Like what area do they cover?
We go as far as Palestine, all the way down to Victoria, College Station. I mean, really, where there are Muslims just outside of that greater Houston area, we've got you covered. All the way to Beaumont as well, actually, Louisiana borderline, because there is no chapter in Louisiana. So if you're out there and there's a means for us to, you know, assist you, absolutely, you know, we'll make it happen, inshallah.
So definitely you need a large team to do that, right?
Yeah,
You need
definitely.
a team to accomplish that. It can't be done with just a few people. Okay.
Negative. Yeah.
So I'll let Brother Alam close up our conversation. Inshallah, we're going to have a few more of these conversations, which is so imperative right now, right? Because I really want our community to be, my thing in our community is always being prepared. We should always be ahead of the game. So inshallah, that's what we're hoping, that, you know, we can be prepared for what's to come. So I'll have Brother Alam close up and give it his last closing statements, and then inshallah, we will talk with you all again soon, inshallah. Brother Alam?
Thank you, Sister Bibi, and thank you all. You give us opportunity to speak with you. And we are all here. A lot of us are immigrants. We're going to stay here. We're not going anywhere, right? So live in the reality, engage with the organizations, support the local organizations like CAIR, because this is the only largest Muslim civil rights organization. When we say civil rights, doesn't mean we only do civil rights. We also do a lot of civic engagement training, especially when you are hard to interact with the law enforcement department or agencies. So there are a lot of things that are happening. So if you want to learn about CAIR, you go to the CAIR Houston chapter, talk to Ambreen. She's our contact in CAIR Houston. And anything you would do at the end of the day is required, especially for the nonprofit. And I'm keep telling you again and again, because we are going through a very tough time right now. This is one of the toughest times in US history, where your unemployment is so high, everybody is going through a tough time. So just imagine for the nonprofit organization, how they're gonna survive, right? We have worked 19 years to get to this point, right? So we wanted to make sure the chapter is growing and making stronger. But the way we're gonna grow, we all have to come together to help CARE Houston. I think what the most important thing for now, if we can get volunteers, just like Sister Bibi said, we need volunteers because that's going to be cost effective for us to do it. And you can sign up, and then any donation, anything you can give us for the organization to handle their finances. So we need your really help for you guys to help us. And I think our biggest plan is to reach out to the community as we proceed, and you're gonna see this thing is gonna start happening. And thank you all for giving us time for this for this platform. Thank you, Sister Bibi.
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you.
Brother Anwar, can you just tell us where people can go to donate before you leave?
Yeah, sure. So there's you can go on the CARE Texas Houston Facebook page. There's a Facebook page. You can go on the website. We have a donation page on the website, and please feel free to reach out to any of our board members. If you know us personally, we are more than happy to assist you. Once again, as Brother Alam said, just reiterating, our work, for us to do it in a systematic and proper manner, it really depends on our resources. And we want to empower everyone. So whatever you can give, please give to CARE, and allow us to help us to help you, inshallah. And we really appreciate you taking out the time and watching this live stream.
Okay. Thank you everyone for coming. Jazakallah khair to our entire community. And inshallah, have the rest of the Ramadan, a blessed Ramadan, the rest of it, inshallah. Okay,
Thank you very
Assalamu alaikum
much.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.